Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about the layoffs at Hasbro and whether or not it will solve all of their problems. We'll talk about all of that and more tonight on Toy Geeks. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toy Geeks. My name is Jay, and with me tonight is my good friend Jonathan from Nostalgia Unbox. How are you doing, Jonathan?
Hey, I'm living the dream, baby. How are you?
Glad to have you here. And then we may also have Mad Hatter from Mad Hatter Reviews. The wonderful, amazing Near might be dropping in at some point in time to hang out with us as well. But I think Johnny Nostalgia's kind of ticked off about this, so maybe you scared him away.
I was just about to say that, like, man, there's nothing better than just like the two of us hanging out on this show.
Two of us riding left.
That one time Dan Larson showed up, it's just like, dude, this is my time.
A lot to talk about today. This is probably the last like full featured normal Toy Geeks before the holidays kind of take over, because Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve land on a Sunday this year, which is kind of crazy. It's how it works sometimes. But we got a lot to dig into today. We have our big main topic, the Hasbro layoffs. We also have DCon, a lot of Mondo reveals there. We've got Marvel Legends reveals. We've got Ghostbusters, Kenner Classics. We've got some McFarlane stuff. It's been a really kind of busy week, Jonathan.
Yeah, it has. And we also got a little teasy Reno from Veebs, who's no longer part of the Foosh.
Yes.
Foosh, of the Year of the Rabbit box. And we've seen the Turtle Lair package art, but he's also got that. But the Year of the Rabbit box art looks really nice.
Yes. Foosh, I guess, I mean, at least the parts that I watch of the Foosh have now gone off to their own thing, which I'm sure all of us are following Robo's separate YouTube channel. I think they're actually live streaming tonight. They're going up against us tonight, Jonathan. Can you believe it?
Can we infiltrate?
Yeah, can we like just take over their stream? No. But I'm sure most of the things we all love from Robo and Veebs, they'll still be doing, just in a different wrapper, if you will. But wish them all the luck. I've talked with Veebs a few times. Really, really nice guy. I have not Robo, but I've heard nothing but amazing
He
things.
seems like he's
him.
just one of the nicest dudes.
Yeah, like most down to earth, like just good people. In fact, the one time I tried to really hang out, or at least talk to him or meet him and say hi, was at PowerCon. And each time I went over, he was just having conversations with people and just like was really engaged. And a break didn't happen in conversation for me to try and say, hey. So that's how nice and wonderful of a person he is.
Sounds awful.
Why?
I just to have conversations with people.
Oh no, conversations are great. Let's say hello to the chat. It's hopping as always, especially when I'm late. Apologize for that. I had basically Jonathan here just poking me the entire time I was trying to get stuff done. It just takes longer.
Wait, no.
Yeah, just like, come on.
You can't show up 5 minutes late and then blame me.
You can't just be like,
oh, I'm leaving.
Jason is here. Matt is here. Mecha Manblade, Coke Killer Confuser, Boo Cat in the house. Dora Laxian is here. Boogeyman is here. Nelson A. Riley Bob VCG. Fakewood Table, Drifter Comic, Princeton Phalanx 59, Daniel K. Sean's Toy Room, Lone Star Galaxy, Andy Silva, Gray Fox. Jay is nice. He's delaying the show so we all have time to arrive. Dirty Sanchez, Sean's Toy Room, Mint with Card, Easy E, Free Reign, Kips Toys, Maniac Mike, Ray, Death Ray, Master Splinter, VCG Cosplay, Matt Bush, recovering from a cold. I'm sorry you've had a cold, my friend. I hope for a speedy recovery. Battle Armor Dad, Toy Geekosaurus is here. Gady's Toys, James Sterling, Flash, Alpha Magnus in the house, Maniac Mike, Mike Moen, PD Dubs, Riley Scott is here as well. Fish Tropicana, and so many more. Thank you so much. Oh, Dan Crispex as well. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming and hang out with us tonight on this Sunday.
Can we start a poll right now, because it's been in my head for the last like 2 hours, and
a poll?
yeah, and I'm gonna Ugh, I hate it.
Well, let me say this super chat while you're teeing that up. Matt Bush, $20 super chat. Happy Festivus. Let's air some grievances. Oh boy.
So we have
Go
to
ahead.
ask the chat: do I look more like Tobey Maguire
Oh God.
or Seth Rogen?
Oh, it's definitely more Seth Rogen.
Dude, I am gonna drive 7 minutes to your house and punch you in the Leonards.
It's hard to say. It's hard
I don't
to
know if I
say.
want the result.
Yeah.
I mean, I've historically heard more Tobey Maguire, but every time I see a comment about Seth Rogen, I'm just like, how? It doesn't even make sense. You're just, oh God.
See, I think if we did a poll, I think everyone would put Seth Rogen. I don't think you're going to get an accurate response.
All right. Well, just so that I don't have to.
Lips, Shrek.
That I'll take.
Oh,
Mike Myers.
Oh,
God, burn me to the ground. I've never heard it in my life in person, so it must be an internet thing. I need to adjust my lighting.
Screwing with you at this point. That's what I think.
Everyone's dead to me at this point.
Phil Hartman. I can see a bit of Phil Hartman. A little bit of Phil Hartman. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Mike Traverso. It's the glasses with glasses. Seth Rogen without Tobey Maguire.
That's weird because it's which they're not here, but my black frame glasses. That people are like, oh, Spider-Man. Since the first Spider-Man came out, which was what 2000 something.
Sure, but that was like 20 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm saying I've heard it since then.
I can't.
Anyway,
let's
on to something that people care about.
Oh, here we go. This actually ties right in. $2 super chat. Princeton, thank you for saying this. Looks more like Chris Cox, embattled CEO of Hasbro. Chris Cox.
Oh, great. Well, I'm most certain this guy is a handsome SOB.
Oh, let's look him up. Hasbro.
He's on LinkedIn.
CEO,
he's going to see that I saw. Oh my God. No. His LinkedIn photo looks like it's like a Scholastic's book cover or something from the 90s.
Yeah, this picture. This is the one that everyone's like throwing. This one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the one below that, but yeah, basically the same thing.
One, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I'm not one to judge people on looks.
Oh, but he looks like the second photo on the list now. So he just hasn't even updated. He's got like
Is this him now?
No. Top left.
Yeah, it's an old picture, guys. He's all gray now.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like, dude. It's like it's one of those things in social media you have to do where you can't keep using the picture of you like your senior year of high school. Like you just can't.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Right. We just need to let's just everybody chip in. We're gonna just mail that guy some moisturizer that has some calming effects for the skin.
Yeah.
So maybe some aloe or something like that to help calm his rosacea or whatever he's got going on. And just be like, moisturize my man. He was just like
really excited,
Yeah.
Maybe he just had a drink or something.
He's dried out because of all the cash money around him. It's just
exactly. It's all the cash. Ginger Comic, I'm one to judge greedy corporate executives.
Yeah.
Sean's Toy Room, maybe the C-suite should be fired just before Christmas. We still have a week.
Yeah. That's a true Christmas miracle when the CEOs eat crap.
Yes, yeah. Anyway, so this is the big story of the week. Hasbro laying off 1,100 jobs. 20% of its workforce because of ongoing malaise in the toy business. That's Associated Press.
Yeah. Do we have any idea what these positions are?
I think it's all over in the articles and everything. I think even Chris Cox's like official words were, trying to thin out the management levels, kind of reduce that friction or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing, Jonathan, you and I have both been affected by layoffs in our time at some point in time in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So we know how crappy it is to be on the receiving end of it. We know how crappy it is to be in a company while this kind of crap happens. Like from an employee perspective, it is honestly one of the most stress-inducing environments to be in, right? Like where you're doing work and it just feels like there's this pressure at the back of you. It's like if you're not performing at a certain level or for no reason whatsoever, you could be a really great employee, but sorry, you are a line item that we can scratch off to save some money.
Yep.
And I think being in those types of environments and myself being in tech where it's a constant state of layoffs all the damn time. Once that starts to happen or it starts to set in with a company, it's really hard as an employee to like do your job well. Like if it's under duress, right?
Right. Certainly.
And so the first start of all this is just for all the Hasbro employees. I'm sorry you're going through this right now because it sucks. And it feels like, they just did layoffs last January. It's just been this constant state of that. And now you're cutting 20% of the workforce. And I think in my title on the thing is just like, will this actually solve their problems? And this is my opinion, no, because it's saving money, but you're not actually fixing anything that has led to this reduced number. So you could say the pandemic, all that kind of stuff, but look at Mattel. They're talking about, improved Barbie sales and stuff because of the big movie and all that kind of stuff. So it's not just because of the pandemic. It's probably more than that. And I don't think this fixes it. Jonathan, what's your thoughts on this?
It's not, I don't know. I mean, you summed it up pretty much verbatim of what my thoughts are, because this is something that we've gone through before.
Yeah.
It's just really, really frustrating to be that employee, no matter what, even if you have money saved up like I did.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just that overwhelming feeling through your body, and it's nonstop. And you're almost become like a zombie at work.
Yeah.
It's just like now you're just counting down the days because you've already lost a job. Maybe you got a job lined up already, or you could get one easily, but it's just that feeling alone. You cannot, there's nothing you can do about it. And no matter what I've tried to do mentally to get myself to just be like everything is fine.
Yeah.
It just weighs you down. It's really gross. So I do feel for everybody. Obviously, these are no names to us, so I don't have that connection potentially, right? And that from this Cox perspective is that these are no name. He doesn't know who these people are.
Yeah,
There's just numbers on a sheet. Somebody else made the call. Maybe it's not going to save them. It's everything else that they're doing. I mean, I think there's obviously a lot that goes to this through this stuff, creating products and selling, that we as collectors and buyers and stuff still don't know. As much as we know, we still don't know.
Yep.
And we can say things all day long about, raising the prices and doing this and doing that, but there's a lot of truth to a lot of that. So even if we don't know X, we know Y.
Yep.
The letter Y. So raising these prices is one thing. Removing stuff out of the box is another thing. Now people don't want to buy the things as much because it's like, we'll talk about Spider-Man. He doesn't have the accessories that he should have, or they're just like putting weird things in there.
Yep.
How many times have we seen the cat from what's her face? Captain Marvel's cat.
Yep.
Is put in with other characters.
Goose,
but
I believe.
If they were to focus on like what they're giving people, they could probably sell even more of them at $25. Ray, Death Ray, go to hell. Then the other side of that, like if they're not making the $25 worth it, and we're buying it because it's worth it in there, everything is just going on clearance anyway, and they're turning around clearance super fast at Target and Walmart, like incredibly quick. Our Target, sometimes I just do not see Hasbro products at all ever on the shelf. Suddenly they're up, and then the next week they're clearance.
Yep.
because they just somehow didn't make its way to the pegs. So there's a lot going on here. Is that Hasbro's fault? Probably not. Maybe it's the Target itself, or maybe this distribution didn't arrive in time. But if we're all going to just buy it at clearance and go to Ollie's for $6, then why would we ever pay full price?
Yeah. To me, like what you're saying hits right on the head of just like all of these problems. Like in Aaron Paulson, you say it well here. They need to get rid of Chris Cox. He did a lot of damage. He was in charge of Wizards of the Coast before he went over to run Hasbro. And it's plus in a few chats here. Years ago, Nintendo CEO took a pay cut to avoid layoffs. Dustin says layoffs are horrible but common in corporate America, but the timing of this announcement is the worst Hasbro could do for profits. Agreed. They would have saved $1 million letting the CEO go. Jeff White, I'm doing my part to support Hasbro in the time of need by buying all the crap they dropped at Ross. Riley Bob been laid off once, came the day after Christmas. The year my first kid was born wasn't a fun time. I'm anybody that's gone through this before, I think knows just how crappy it is. It's the worst. It's one of the worst things you could try to grow through, like just from your own confidence standpoint. They're stuck with overpriced licensing for IPs. They're too afraid to let go of fear. Some other companies scooping them up and doing it better. Also, tainted entertainment hurts. Brandon was laid off this time last year. It sucks not making 1/3 less. Not a great job. You have to do what you have to do to support your family. Totally understand that, Brandon. Alpha Magnus, how about previous CEO knew what he was doing, and this new one just wiped everything he did off the board. It's just like the presidency. Nothing gets done because of the pendulum. That's something to be said there. Yesterday's podcast, 199 super chat. Thank you so much. The fish rots from the head down. This isn't a fix. And I do think this ties into your point about the prices, but just all of these moves that we've seen, just again, we're not inside the company. We don't know. But just from an outsider's perspective, the golden goose for Hasbro is Wizards of the Coast, right? You got Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering. What have they done? They've been pumping out a lot more sets and a lot more prints and less quality, right? To goose up results. And then on the action figure side, the side that we're most familiar with, like you said, Jonathan, the prices have gone up like exponentially. On a lot of the figures, right? And we're seeing less accessories with those price hikes. And we're seeing layoffs. So trying to save money by cutting the amount of employees you have. So all of these profits or all of this revenue that they're creating right now is just made up stuff. You're not actually fixing any of the problems that have led you to where you are right now. Right? You're going for quick hits, quick fixes, jack up the price, give the toy collectors their toy tax, and cut employee, cut your workforce back. Just try and print more money with your Magic the Gathering sets. But none of that is innovation. None of that is actually making what you're doing any better. And I'm not saying that the pandemic isn't a cause for this, but I think it's one of those more surface levels, or maybe it's one of those causes that unveils some of the problems within, right? Mm-hmm. And I think for anybody that's worked in corporate America and maybe corporations worldwide, I don't think I've ever worked for a really well-run company before. The only one that I felt was fairly well run, but it was still kind of a crap S show, so to speak, was Apple. Apple was, but that's a pretty well liked brand. I worked for Google. That place is a chaotic place, and every company I've worked at since has been chaotic. And it is this desire to please the shareholders at all costs, right? And it kind of kills the innovation and mindset that's needed, right? Because instead of like, what's the idea that makes the most sense? It's what's the idea that's like the least risky, the most vanilla version that gets approved by all of the rubber stamps along the way up the chain of command.
Yeah, because it's also like, how do we fix it now versus how do we fix it 6 months of work or a year or 2, 3 years? It's like, we don't want a future plan right now. We want the instant fix, which is the termination of employees.
Right. Which again, you're not fixing it. You're maybe saving some money.
Like, what if you looked at it from the perspective of we can't eliminate employees? Like, it's literally not an option for us.
Yeah.
But if we did, this is how it would get that money back that we need. So what can we do to get that money back that we need? And then just like actually sit down and really focus and think about this in a dire situation of needing that money versus being like, well, the easy fix is, I say that, but who knows? I mean, hopefully there's like good teams that are actually trying to figure out how to solve these problems rather than just some idiot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hold on. There's a couple chats here that I do want to put in. CEOs beholden to the shareholders of problems with U.S. business is a short-term maximize profits now mindset. Right?
Yeah, basically what I was saying. Right? But just in a better.
But this is like the second it's a publicly traded company, I think this is what happens. Right?
I don't know enough.
At least I don't know. Eventually it will happen, right? Because this is all. Yeah, you just want the balance sheet to look right for your shareholders, which is kind of counter to what toy making is. It's like you look at, and I'm not saying it's perfect. It's not. But McFarlane Toys, for better or worse, is only beholden to Todd. And so that's not saying that doesn't come with problems, because I think there's criticisms to be made about McFarlane and McFarlane Toys. But, they keep prices low and they have a ton of stuff on the shelves and they do big vehicles and all this kind of stuff.
Always stocked.
Always.
McFarlane stuff. I swear. I mean, I've said it before. He is straight up the Arizona iced tea of action figures.
Yeah. Yep. Mega J Retro, good to see you, my friend. They can do better. Cutting jobs quick and easy. Nintendo executives took a pay cut in 2013 to save jobs. Hasbro cut jobs to save profits. Yeah.
It's the American way.
It's a whole McKinsey thing. It's just like it's so it's almost lazy. It's not an actual thing that's gonna to solve whatever problems that they're facing. And it could be said, CEO, but enough folks take a pay cut and take the toys back to the basics. Like, again, I get maybe you need to reorganize, you need to restructure. Awesome. But really do that. Because a lot of times these cuts are just cuts. And then you have the people that are left behind have to do more work. And then they're stressed out and you're going to run them ragged and they're going to leave, or eventually you're going to fire them anyway. Like, because you don't have the wherewithal to actually get yourself out of this hole that you've dug yourself into.
Yeah.
Because where I think this really is true is
tell me with your words.
The Wizards of the Coast, right? It's the only thing, or it's the major thing that made them money this year. They even laid off employees there. They fired like 200 employees or something like that.
Well, that's just crazy.
Like, this is the thing. This is the part of the organization that you have said is the only thing keeping you like afloat, according to you, whatever. And you've cut 200 people from that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like me being told for a year that there's no way that I would be in the scenario of the weekly emails of the we regret to inform you that. That were legit like weekly. Never have to worry because I'm the only person that does what I do, and that's like I'm too important. And yeah. I was like, well, I don't believe that, but that's fine.
Like, because the people that make the layoff are just their accountants or whatever. They're just looking at the money. They're not looking at anything in terms of the impact of the business. They're just saying, if we cut all of this out, we save this money and we lose this much on productivity or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Tony Johnson, there's no incentive for any Wizard of the Coast employee to stick around. Like, if you're hitting there, like, that's just dumb.
But it's like you can't like if you're not one of those employees, you could leave and go somewhere else. But you're gonna be in the same boat there.
Well, and that's the thing, and being you brought it up here too. Yeah, Hasbro isn't the only company laying off people right now. By the way, no, it's across the board. It is interest free money's gone, right? The interest rates got jacked up to counter inflation. Blah blah blah. This isn't a finance show; it's a toy talk show. But so all of these tech companies, so many companies are tightening their belts and trying to reduce costs and whatever. It is what it is. But Mega J, you're right. They sold One Media or E1 Media for less than 1/3 they bought it for, which is just mismanagement. When you look again at Mattel, said they had a great year because of Barbie sales, because they had a movie, Barbie, that was incredibly successful.
You're right.
Now, I'm sure they didn't take any good lessons from that movie, what made it special. They're probably like, oh, well, we need to do more toy movies. It's like, well, Barbie was a special movie that you kind of like, you somehow threaded the needle. It was kind of magical what happened with Barbie. And I don't know if you're quite getting why that made it special, but whatever. Mattel's had a great year, right? And they're selling their entertainment division. And they had a Dungeons and Dragons movie. Did you see that movie? It was actually a really good it was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't know if it did well enough or whatever. I don't know if we'll get a sequel. But there was a good movie that you had, and it just didn't hit.
Well, because there's a difference between making a Barbie figure based on a movie and then slightly adding a likeness to the actors, but it's still being a Barbie figure, and that's gonna do well. But when you have these figures that are supposed to look like the actors from the movie, and then it's like a really tiny line of items, it's not going to do that well. Even if you sold to kids, it's just a handful of items that they could have bought. Where Barbie, you have like play sets, you have like unlimited options.
Yeah.
And then beyond movie stuff, you have everything else they do, which will all go in line and sync up. The Hasbro stuff, Dungeons and Dragons, you got the movies, maybe you do the cartoon stuff, and then you're done. You're it. That's it. There's no play place, there's no add-ons, there's nothing that you can do to like expand that universe and just keep going as you could with Barbie.
Yeah. This I think ties into that well from Beducci Studios. What happened to the good old days when a cartoon series was released to sell a new toy line? One of the major problems is that everyone relies on movie marketing from bad films. And I think that's a fair point, where a lot of Hasbro's properties outside of Peppa Pig, I think, are tied to comic book movies have not done well this past year, right? There's been a lot of flops.
I would like to see all the numbers over the years and like those spikes of movies. Did that actually help? Was there a really good year? Was there like Endgame? Was that a great year for Hasbro because the movies were great? Or are we kind of just like playing this space where we think that there's this much connection?
I mean, I would say I was buying more Marvel Legends MCU figures when it was the heyday of the MCU. Personally, I was picking up, I was like, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, I love that. I gotta get all the Guardians of the Galaxy people. I need them on my shelf. Or, Avengers. Okay, I need all the Avengers on my shelf, right? I think there is a greater drive versus poor Eternals. Saw the movie, kind of a snooze fest, and the figures are boring. So nope, those I didn't buy those. Indiana Jones flopped. There's a lot of stuff that just kind of flopped this year. But yeah. What do we think Mattel will look like next year? I don't know. We'll see. Michael Traverso, I did want to plus in this chat. And Mattel is sitting on a Magic 8-Ball movie. So they got that coming up next. And John Johnson, this is why I work in public service, where you're never disappointed because you're always living in financial hardship.
Yeah.
John, I get it, buddy. I think it's like government work, it's more stable, but it doesn't pay as well. It's like that's the trade-off, I guess. And I think that's where you're seeing a lot of these figures on. It is a transitionary time in toy collecting where all these Hasbro figures are on clearance. Super 7. Didn't we buy those G.I. Joe Ultimates when they're $10 on Entertainment Earth? Like, there's a
Good
lot of
Lord.
stuff clearing out right now.
Yeah.
Ricochet Rick, is GDL going to keep buying Hasbro? I think that's a fair question. What do you think about that, Jonathan? Like, is there something to screw this company because they laid off people? I'm not spending my money on them anymore.
I mean, that's happening already, but it's not going to change. It's just more people that are going to lose their jobs before anybody that matters to us loses their job.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, it's us not buying all this stupid crap we don't want. It's overpriced that cause these people to lose their job. At the end of the day, as far as what we could have done differently.
Sure.
So what do? You just buy stupid crap to try to prevent somebody from losing their job? No. You just do what works for you. And if you you cannot buy from the company, will certainly hurt them at the long run if you're trying to attack the Hydra. But just remember of all of the grunts that get there before you get to the Hydra. Those are the people that go first. But you can hurt the company. Stop buying Hasbro. I'd support you for sure. I have my complaints with them. I still buy them randomly, and sometimes I'm surprised and happy with their stuff. But there's always these decisions that happen that I'm still like, okay, come on, Hasbro. This is a problem when I can turn around and maybe I'll spend more money on a Mafex or something. But the thing I get at the end of the day is it has way higher replay value.
Mm-hmm.
If you think of just, not that I have one, but if you look at just the Gambit figure from Mafex, you get a much higher quality figure, but because of all these extra accessories that are in the box, the fact that you can revisit this guy, change him up, pose him differently, and feel like he's a new character all the time, where Hasbro, it's like, well, you won't feel like it's a new character until you just get the repainted version of the same guy. With less accessories, which is what happened with Gambit.
Vinny asks, is any of the layoff related to AI adoption in the business? There are a lot going on. I don't know. I mean, maybe if it is, gross.
These conversations do feel delicate sometimes, even though I don't know like Ryan Ting or anybody personally. I've never been on the same call with anybody. They all seem awesome, and I think
I've talked to a lot of them. And
I'd love to be friends with these people, by the way, because they seem like genuine people that I'd want to be connected with. And what's her? Is her name Emily or something? That's
Emily. Yes,
everybody loves. And these are great people, and these are people with names connected to Hasbro. And I never want to say anything that would be hurting them in any way, but at the end of the day, it's like I have to just dislike Hasbro as much as I can, while also still really appreciating Emily and Ryan and everything that they do, and Dan, and wanting them to succeed and support them however I can. But me buying their figure and me buying it or not, talking positive or not about that figure, doesn't change their position and their job and all that stuff.
No, I think so. I think that is the separation. And I think I've told that to different people that I've met, even ones that have told me like we've had Kyle on the show from Super 7 and has given me crap for some of my thumbnails or titles or whatever. But at no point is any of it against them. It's a company. It's not a person. And I think that's something that is important to remember for, like, because I watched some of we'll talk about the Marvel reveals a little bit later, but I watched some of that Marvel live stream. And I don't know, did you watch that live stream at all?
Nope.
Oh God, the comment section was just, the live comments was brutal.
Oh no.
And just kind of sat there throwing it at Ryan Ting and Dan Yoon and just like they're doing their job and they're trying to do their best, and they care about what they're doing, and the big things happening to the company are not because of them. They're just trying to do their job, and they care about what they do, and they're fans, they're toy collectors just like us. And they're passionate about the stuff just like we are. And
imagine your stupid ass in the comments is just like passionate about toys, and somebody was like, "Hey, I'd like to recruit you for this company I work for to come and tell everybody about the passionate ways you feel about these toys." And you're like, "That sounds great, mister. Great. Well, come on. We're going to throw you onto the internet, into live chat. Oh, no. People are so mean to me, but I didn't even make these toys. That's not my job. I was just hired to be happy about them. Oh, gosh. I feel real depressed now."
Which character is that one called?
That's Jimmy.
Live stream sad comments. I mean, and again, I understand there's people that are angry or that are
But take it
pissed.
out on the right people,
Yeah.
not the people that are
Yes.
hired hosts and stuff.
Yes.
And
Or
just
people
it
that just
angers me.
that do this on top of it. Like, they're part of the teams, but I'm sure when they took the job, they're like, "Oh, you're also going to be a YouTube live streamer." Like, I'm sure that wasn't like what they signed on the dotted line for.
Right. Maybe they did, but who knows? It's not. It's like, yeah, the things that people say to the people. It's like, I can't think of comments, but sometimes I'll get a comment on a video and it's just like, I have nothing to do with that.
Mhm.
It's just like, whatever, man.
We got Radiation 74 saying, "So it's okay if I say GDL is crap, but Jay and Jonathan are great guys. It's not them that I dislike. It's GDL. Not
I
really
say
saying
it
it kind
all
of
the
is."
time. All the time.
It's a little bit different. Where like Geek Dad Life is just me. It's just my channel versus
Right.
Hasbro's. I don't know, thousands of employees or whatever.
Yeah. You're watching Chris Cox live.
CCL. Anyway, so final thoughts here for me. This is one of many companies right now in the US. It is common practice and it's effing disgusting and I hate it. I've lived through it. I have been the one that hasn't been let go and have to watch all of my friends leave and stay behind. I think I've been I've been in startups for the past 6 years now. And I think if I was counting it earlier, I think I've been through 12 layoffs.
Wow.
And I've been impacted once by them. And it is grueling. It's awful. It's so hard to do your job well under that kind of pressure. And I do feel like I understand that if a company's not doing well, you need to cut costs, et cetera. I get all of those things. But I think all of the indicators by Hasbro of late are scared moves, raising your prices, printing more things to make more money, cutting jobs to save costs. Those are all scared moves and they're not innovative moves. And if that is where Hasbro is at right now, I'm sorry that's the case. I'm sorry for all the employees that kind of work in that system. But I'm not sorry for the C-suite that takes $1 million bonuses while screwing everything up. Jonathan, your final thoughts.
I hate Hasbro. I don't know what else to say. It's been a lot of negative stuff. It sucks. I'm glad that we're acknowledging it and we are talking about it because it's a delicate thing for the people living this right now.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. And there's not really much we can do.
Yep.
As collectors, having a conversation around it like this is helpful to say, like, okay, so do I just stop buying Hasbro? But I really love buying their stuff.
I think still buy the stuff if you like it.
You don't have to stop.
Yeah.
If you are feeling a little bit of something underneath, then maybe just buy less, or just realize it doesn't really matter what you do. Like at the end of the day, that action is not going to make the change without affecting the jobs of the people that we are caring about.
Yeah. It's this dynamic of we love product made by companies, but corporate structures and how these things operate are don't give two craps about the human beings that work within it. Like it is profit above all else. It is making revenue above all else. And the human beings that are a part of that, they could care less about. But in something like this type of company where you rely on human beings to want to buy your product to move forward, and if you lose that connection and you don't know how to actually, really engage with an audience of people, then it could be a problem. Could be a problem. But anyway, that's it. Let's move on to some fun things.
Yes, please.
DCon, baby. Toy Shiz was there, and our friends at Mondo had some pretty slick reveals.
Yes.
How about this sculpt from friend of the channel, Alex, aka Fanplastic4, on Instagram. How about this rogue? So I moderated the panel that Mondo did at PowerCon, and they revealed the renders of this figure there.
Yeah.
So now we get to see it in real life for the first time. Jonathan, you are a fan of X-Men in this era of X-Men.
Of course.
What's your thoughts on old Rogue here?
Well, she has got
also
the goods.
Great camera work, Toy Shiz, by the way.
She's got the goods. Her head articulation is going to be 0.
Oh, sure.
I think that the base is a really cool idea of having the Sentinel head. It does seem like it's really tiny though, but it's just one of those things where like I think you're just gonna have to compensate. You can't have it too big, right? And then she's like $300 instead of probably $205 or something.
Sure.
It's incredible. This is just exactly a cartoon incarnation.
Yes.
In figure form. I don't know what else to say other than it's perfect.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
It's frustratingly perfect.
Now again, I have not really. You have Jubilee and Wolverine, right?
Yeah, Wolverine's back in his sad little box, but
okay.
Jubilee is right here.
And the one problem with these figures are incredible. My one problem with them is the size, right? You don't have that much room, but this Rogue is so good,
right?
That I'm like, am I like what is a collector to do here? Like, what is a collector to do if you have limited space? You have limited space, so what are you gonna do?
Of course, I'm gonna buy her. It doesn't matter. This is like, I mean, you bought a freaking Cat Slayer and all kinds of gigantic stuff, and then this like that's a future J problem. Like, and which is true. The good thing is this is a vertical figure. It's not a Cat Slayer or a van or something that's taking up a lot of horizontal space. So you can certainly do this. But this is like, I firmly believe, I legit totally 100% like my Jubilee review, which was like, if I gave you $200 to buy one figure or $200 to buy a bunch of 8 Marvel Legends, which you can buy the one Mondo figure all day long, unless it's Wolverine because he's poop. Which Alex did not make, by the way. So he's made everything after that first Wolverine. He did do the Logan, but these things, they are just that good. And every time I decide to go over here, pick up this Jubilee, let's see how much stuff I knock over, I am always impressed and happy and think, yeah, this was the right choice instead of having like a bunch of little ones.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Jonathan, I think you've convinced me.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, dude. I mean, look at her.
She's stunning.
Big hair Rogue is the Rogue, man.
Yes.
And they nailed that hair.
They did. And it's just every little,
you can
like, Alex just does amazing stuff. Like, I know we don't know what's going on with those Ghostbuster figures.
Yeah.
But those look incredible. It's just like it's just magical. I love when a sculptor is able to do magic, like just it defies, like when art is so good, it just defies your mental, like your ability to like comprehend it, and like this just looks so good. It doesn't seem like you should be able to make this thing real.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's great.
Series, but what happens next? Better one comes out. What do you do with last year's model? I mean, but can it get better than this?
But next year, what happens when the better one comes out?
Yeah, what if they do another issue? That's
I don't know if he's joking about it, but That's what Marvel Legends is. This isn't that. This is you've done it. It's now the cartoon. It looks like the thing, and you don't have to think of there being a better one.
And she comes with the Goth Evolution head, so she does come with the X-Men Evolution.
Yes,
Rogue
and
head.
with the Cyclops blast coming out of her head. So like when she takes his powers, so good.
Yeah,
they're just gonna get better. Like everything they've made, like this Jubilee's great. The Wolverine's poopy, but everything
they'll
after
do another Wolverine. They'll do another one. That's better.
Everything after Wolverine's been fantastic. So they're just getting better and better and better. I really want the Omega Red though.
Oh yeah, Omega Red looks insane. We've got some. This was also shown at PowerCon, or at least the render of it. This really cool giant size Scareglow that is the like this basically a blown up vintage one. But they added it's translucent plastic, and they put a glow in the dark skeleton on the inside of it.
Yeah.
The original figure was just molded, and then the kind of paint made it look like it had a skeleton in there. This is so freaking cool. I was pumped for it when they announced it at that panel. This Scareglow, I mean, look at the stitching on the cape. It looks so freaking good. This is a must buy. Like, this is another must buy. I don't have any money. I don't know what I'm going to do, but this is so good.
I know. I mean, this isn't my jam, but I figured you folks would probably cream your pants for it.
It just Scareglow is just one of those Motu characters that is just cool. Like, it's a late release figure, not a lot of lore, but that's what kind of made him, I don't know, gain lore over time.
And they said that there was another character that had a clear body from back in the day.
Roboto. Yeah, it'd be cool to see Roboto.
Be doing that.
In that panel, and again, I told Peter and the Mondo crew if they wanted to come on and talk about these, they can. It's still at DCon, so they couldn't today, but maybe at some point this week we'll have them on so we can dig into it some more. But at the time, or on the panel that I hosted with them, they mentioned, or they asked to the audience, would they like to see more like these? And of course the audience said, woo, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't pretend to know exactly what could go on or the likelihood, yes or no, but if this figure does well, and as long as, Mattel says sure, I don't see why we couldn't get more of these if this does really well.
Yep.
Let's see. We also had. Did he get pictures of?
We got to look at the Bane.
Well, I just want to go for all the stuff they actually showed in person. Was it here? There's just they showed Tila as well. Can somebody tell me where Tila is?
Oh yeah,
I'll pull her up.
How are there no images of Tila on here?
Maybe he has them. But all right, let's go through some of these. Now this is what we had at PowerCon, so it's just the renders. We haven't seen any of the Spider-Man stuff in person yet, have we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But anyway, at PowerCon, we saw the first Spider-Man the Animated Series reveals. We got more here with Venom, and just look at all those accessories. Jonathan, your thoughts on the Venom?
Well, it's always tough with photos. I just know that the end results are going to look just as good as what we've been seeing. But I don't know. The Spider-Man line I have no interest in any of it for some reason. It's just the X-Men that's really doing it for me.
Wow.
I think they're beautiful, and I think the accessory set is pretty outstanding. I wonder if they're going to push the posing and the articulation on these guys a little bit more, or if they're just going to still be kind of in this just good enough realm that we've been seeing.
Well,
because they're not really made for that. But then
Yeah,
you've
like
got all these webbies and stuff, and it's like, well, you kind of want your Spider-Man, your Venom to
that's
be
true.
swinging, right?
That's a tough one because for me, I sculpt over articulation, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm a collector. It's like pose it once and then it's done. Like I don't care that much.
Right.
Um, but I know for you, like in your reviews and stuff, you have your pose off, you have your spinning table, you do your posing and stuff like that. So like what is it for you? Would you prefer a bit of the loss in the sculpt so that it has greater articulation? Or do you think both can still exist? Because to me, what I love about that rogue is just like it just looks like a 2D character's been brought to 3D life. And then
Mm.
if you really articulate this thing crazy, does it lose that illusion?
Yeah, you can definitely lose the quality of the look by going hard into the articulation. These things I don't think need to go that hard, especially as
Mhm.
big as they are. I was just curious if they would do that because of the characters. Um, I mean, Spider-Man stuff just kind of asks for higher articulation. At the
Yeah,
end of the
you're
day,
100% right. It's Spidey is the one. Yeah.
yeah, and at the end of the day, with my stuff, like this is something that's kind of been happening as my more recent video exploded. But so, like people will just kind of, well, I don't push my figures to the extreme, so I don't have that problem happen. And it's just like, yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't do that if I wasn't doing a review, right? So
Mhm.
like the extreme, the pushing the levels of the articulation and pushing the poses and stuff is part of the show,
Yeah.
so that you know what you're getting. Here's the limits
Mhm.
of these things. But people, just idiots, basically, that are like, "Well, I wouldn't do that because it's like, yeah, well, I didn't see that on your channel. Oh, you don't have one, right? Like your videos would be really boring if it's like there are 21 points of articulation, but we won't touch them because
That's
uh
me. That's my reviews. I don't really
these guys don't need it. They'll be fine with just the basic stuff. They're still, even like the Jubilee, you can still have a lot of fun with it. I'm just curious to see if that will happen because of the character.
Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
beautiful. They're so good.
These we saw at PowerCon. I don't know if anything has been added since PowerCon. But they're still looking good. I think did we see we saw the Cyclops at
At
PowerCon as well.
PowerCon, yes, and I've just been patiently waiting. I'm very curious about this jacket because it looks hollow, so it's not a replacement body part.
If I remember correctly, it's just the jacket and the arms are solidly sculpted.
Okay, all right. So you replace his arms, and then the jacket is just like a vest that goes on.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So basically, you probably pop off the arms, put on the vest, put the sleeved arms on.
Yeah, I'm very happy about this guy, and I want to know why it's 97. It's X-Men 97 specifically. He's the only one. And everybody else, they'll just do the old show, but then throw in an extra head. So what is it about the Cyclops that's different? There has to be something in the body or somewhere. One, why is this the case? And then two, what changed? Or maybe nothing changed and he looks the same between the two shows and they're like doing this for the marketing purposes.
Yep.
I got to look up that Hasbro.
The Hasbro ones I've seen for X-Men, he just looks like regular Scott Summers. It's not like some of the other ones.
Right, because they just announced the figure though.
What?
The Marvel Legends.
Yes, it's the 2.
The 2?
The second wave.
Yeah,
of
wave
Marvel
2.
Legends.
Yes. So yeah, he probably does just look exactly the same, and now I can't find him, but that's okay. You guys don't see what I'm googling. I'm sure
sorry,
he's
I
the
saw
same
that
as
somebody trolling around the chat. I just blocked them. I'm sorry, I missed that. So I just took that out. But anyway,
he's got some slight differences.
what, the 97 one versus the
Yeah, like versus the looking at the VHS one from
hold on.
Hasbro, the VHS one, it's the same body. Like but there's some slight detail changes. Curious. His head sculpt looks so stupid. He looks so stupid.
Ooh.
Are you pulling it up?
Yeah, I have it up right now.
That zoom into that smirking face.
I don't like that face. But at least for Marvel Legends, I already got a really nice Cyclops, so I don't need to worry about it.
Right. It's just for all those people that are buying Wave 2 after Wave 1. They're going to be real sad about that smirk. But he does come with an alternate head with the blast, thank God.
Yeah, so there you go. Just use the blast head.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're done with Hasbro. Mondo. It's Mondo time.
Can we say real monsters? I'm here for that.
That's going to be fun. I assume those will be like the soft vinyls or something.
Probably.
Yeah, man. Wow. That'll be interesting to see how well that line does, because I have not thought about them since I was a kid.
It's one of those good, same people that did Rugrats, so really cool art and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know.
Batman. Bane. Let's go to Bane.
Sorry. Okay, Bane. Sorry. Here we go. Yeah.
This is absolutely wild. He's probably going to be 275, like Sabretooth was, because that is a big boy anyway. But you got a swappable body.
Yeah, so you can get the big bulky one.
Yeah. It's easily 275. Chunky price.
Chunky boy.
But man, does it look good? It makes me think that his bulked up body is just like a solid piece, though. No articulation.
Yep.
Which is
but maybe they will have some articulations. We're gonna have Mondo crew on sometime this week, and we'll talk about it some more. We'll get some more of those questions answered. But he looks good.
Yeah,
he looks really good. Are you gonna buy that one?
No, I'm not. I'm only doing the X-Men stuff.
Only X-Men?
Yeah.
Coward.
How many do you have?
I have Magneto.
Right, because they gave it to you?
Yeah.
Cool.
But yes,
got a rogue in your future, so confirmed.
You got a what?
You have a rogue.
For sure. For sure.
Now you and I both have to like go back and try to find a Gambit whenever he starts showing up at people's homes.
I guess so. Sure.
Because all the Mondo started when I was like, I'm only gonna get those two, Rogue and Gambit. But
I need to find something with the picture of Tila. Like I've been looking all over. I know it's in Toy Shiz's video, but I don't want to like scan through his video.
Yeah, that is weird that didn't hit the gram, because that Tila looks
incredible.
Yes, it's as good as the Rogue in that.
Is it on Twitter? On Twitter. People still Twitter?
Front to back, she looks great. But she's got the it's something about, they did it with Jubilee too. There's something about they're really plumping up these lips. This might be the main thing that pulls them from being perfect cartoon figures. That Alex likes to plump those lips big time, and you get this like 80s voluptuous plump going on all the ladies.
Yep. Oh, Hatter had a pick. All right.
He's not on Twitter.
He's on Instagram, right?
Yep.
Here we go. Mad Hatter.
Old trusty. Where's he at?
He must have he said he was doing a thing with the fam, and there's a chance he couldn't make it.
So there's the Tila picture.
Wait, you only have a picture of the butt. You're not post a picture of the Tila?
Nope.
Damn it.
Frustrating. Levels of frustration.
Yeah, come on. All right, there's our live stream right now. It's happening right now.
Wow. Creepy.
Let's go to Mad Hatter.
Side note, did you watch the SNL? What's her face? Kate McKinnon?
Yeah, I watched the ABBA one.
See the cat? Really the cats?
No, which cats?
Billie Eilish?
No, I didn't see that one.
That's great.
All right, let's see. Sarah the Tack Peter. That's great. Awesome. Here we go. Let's go to Tila. Okay, so for starters,
yes, this guy. What's his face?
Orko.
Yeah,
Looking amazing. Again,
Dude.
they premiered his look or whatever, like the renders at PowerCon. I love that we already have him here to see. We have his unmasked head or unhatted head, whatever you want to say, for the first time in a figure. We have a like filmation version. Like this thing is stacked. So Orko, who's probably not anyone's super favorite one ever, or something like that. But the fact that they've made Orko a badass, much like Griffin Newman's portrayal of him in the Revolution show did, I think it's really, really cool. So love this. Love this. Brian Cart's tapping on that with his $5 super chat. The addition of Mondo making Orko's face for the first time ever. They have sculpted Orko's feet under his fabric robe. Never knew Trollins had feet. So there you go.
His legs are just like curled up underneath like floats. It's creepy.
Orko's legs confirmed too. So yeah, Orko looks great. He's a must buy, but we just gotta. She looks incredible.
The paint work.
Like,
there's so much of this relies on the paint work. Because you can sculpt all day long. We see this with Super 7 where the sculpts can be there, but then there's no paint application. You're just like, all right, well, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
This is like they hit the mark everywhere.
Right? It's just like the right, like a little airbrush kind of thing going on. Just give it like this kind of depth and curvature.
Yeah.
She's stunning. Like, it's Tila, you have to have both like the beauty and then the strength, and I feel like they captured it both really well.
Yeah, and I love that they added this fur collar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, somebody wants to buy that and I'll review it.
Sure. It looks so good.
Is this something you get?
Huh?
Is any of this appealing to you?
Oh yeah, no, I'm buying this one.
Oh, okay.
Tila's coming home. All right. Yeah. Sorry, Colleen. New girl in my life.
Whoa. Well, maybe you do your little like record for 3-day review, and then box it back up and let me review it, and then I'll break something.
Yeah, if I'll get it, I'll review it, and then we'll pass it off. What if this like really cool like thing with it where it's like I review it and then I like hand it off to you, and then your review starts or something like that?
That'd be fun.
Something like that.
We'd have to launch them at the same time.
Yeah, we could do that. You'd probably wouldn't want to wait for me. Be like, damn it, Jay, mine's been ready for 3 days.
That's right, recorded and edited. No, I
don't worry,
I take longer to edit now.
One for me. What's that?
I have patience with editing now. I don't just get it out there because I've been locking myself down to being like everything releases Saturday, and then I might do something else like on a Thursday or something.
Mm-hmm.
But if I only have one video for the week, it's Saturday 12:15. So I might record like I did today, recorded a video, edited, and now I got the rest of the week to consider editing. Sloppy seconds reviews. Yeah, that'd be Mad Hatter's channel.
Oh man. All right. Mondo, you done great. You're doing great. You're doing great, Mondo. Proud of you. Proud of you. Let's talk about Hasbro or not. Screw Hasbro. Let's talk about the Marvel Legends team because we like the Marvel Legends.
That's
team.
right.
We had some reveals. Red Widow looking good. Some MCU stuff. Cool. That's nice. I don't know. I'm good. I don't need any more of these. Do you?
No, and these are things that have been released before.
Yeah. But cool if you don't have them yet, I guess.
Whatever. This is the problem. We're entering the problem zone of the brand. So let's go.
again, like this is where it's probably just like the bean counters over like, well, just redo that one again. No, we want to do this. No. You can do
That
that
made
one
us
again.
money back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. Have we gotten this Sam Wilson yet? This comic one?
I have no idea. It says comic inspired version, so
Yeah.
not based on the show. So I assume this is the very first time then.
Looks good.
It's wild. Yeah, there's a lot going on, which I love.
We've got comic inspired 6-inch Hail Hydra Captain America. So when he broke bad.
Okay.
Remember when that happened? I remember that in the comics.
No.
Join the dark side or something like that. Okay. Marvel
Now
Legends.
we're into it.
Okay. You did a video about this. It was a very popular video. First wave of X-Men 97.
Yep.
And now we have another wave.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler is probably my favorite X-Man.
Okay. What was your take on the movie version of him?
In that time,
Kurt Wagner.
Listen, love me some Kurt. What's Alan Cummings? Alan Cummings made him, right?
Yes.
Love Alan Cummings. Love him. Okay. Do I wish he looked like Nightcrawler, like from the comics and the video games and the cartoons? Sure. But like that was the era of comic books. Like, well, we can't make it too comic booky.
Right.
We have to like make it real world.
Yeah.
So I was fine with it.
The only good thing that Bryan Singer did was try to make them based on reality as much as he could.
Do we have to put like good thing Bryan Singer did into a sentence?
The only good thing, there was a big qualifier there.
Okay. But X-Men 2, that opening scene with the Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Mind blown in the theater. I was like, this is peak cinema. Doing Mozart's Lacrimosa. It was amazing.
Well, I'm glad that it seems to have really sparked a little energy in you when it came out.
But okay, so all that to say, I love Nightcrawler, favorite X-Men. And I already have the other Marvel Legends one they released a couple years back. It's a great figure.
Okay.
Was hoping we get another Nightcrawler. I don't know. I don't dig this hairstyle, I guess. It's a little too
And that's what
for me.
That's everybody's biggest complaint with the 97 wave so far. Is they do not like that they changed their hairstyles, which whatever. Cartoon hasn't even come out, so you might like it, but
is this 1997? Because his hairstyle looks like it's 2016. You know what I mean?
Well, that's exactly right. Like all of these characters have been updated visually to styles. So like Bishop doesn't have his like little mullet thing.
Sure.
And people hate that. And I'm like, well, come on. Like you just don't like it because it's different and somebody changed the thing you love. So just be open and be patient and wait because the thing you liked still exists.
I know.
What they could have done to solve this was put 2 heads in the box and you got your that would have been it. It would have been
these 2 heads are very similar. I will say they're very similar.
Right. One's a little angry and one's a little bit angry more. But the Bishop you could have just put, and then you'd have like X-Men 92 and X-Men 97 in the same package. That would have like crushed that wave would have just been absolutely perfect.
Yeah, for sure. Alternate Nightcrawler suction cup hands. Again, that's one of my favorite toys ever. So again, I'm not being one of those people, but I just feel like this hairstyle is a bit much. That's all I'm saying. I do a different hairstyle. I don't know. Like the late 90s, remember we were all about the spikes. Did you have the spikes? I had spiky hair in the late 90s.
Oh, of course you did.
Didn't you have the spiky hair?
I mean, I had the parted bowl cut for a long time.
I had parted bowl. You know what? 97, I was parted bowl cut. But I think 98 is when I went spiky.
Yeah, I didn't go spiky until high school. So like 99, I guess. And it was more of like everything's short, but the front was spiked up, like the pineapple thing.
Okay, you did the little front thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I did all spikes. LA. Remember like what was that? LA
looks.
Yeah. You get that goop. It's good times.
Good times for sure. So we got new villains.
Yeah. Executioner.
This guy looks awesome.
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
I don't know anything about him. If I assume he's from comics, but good God.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Got some
what's
cool
up with his
weapons.
left arm? It's like a robot arm.
It's pretty neat. Not feeling this Magneto look. I get it's how he probably looks on the show, but just like,
yeah, but why do we have
we
two
get it, you're
Magnetos?
Magneto.
We just got him in wave 1 in his traditional outfit.
Well,
so why do we
this is like House of M kind of thing.
This is his day off outfit.
But on your day off, you're gonna wear a shirt that has a big old M on it?
I don't know.
But cool, I guess. Cool for you. But yeah, another Magneto is interesting. Jean Grey. I don't know. Again, okay. See, I'm doing it again. I don't like this hair.
It looks like it's a little wet and heavy. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. They're going with a modern kids today's part down the middle look versus the big voluptuous hard part on the side of the head. Let it fold over kind of thing. And it does not work. Does not work. Also, her hands. She got the blue plague syndrome, blue peg syndrome. So the slot in her hand is blue.
And then we did briefly talk about old Scott Summers. This face is fine, I guess. That one though, oof, yucca. Like even here, this image, just do that. I don't like the smirk, but again, I feel like you've done this version of Cyclops a few times, so they're like, okay, we'll give a different look because Marvel Legends collectors have already gotten a few more basic Scotts, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a more definitive one out there.
Scotty doesn't know. And then let's see what else. Oh yeah, okay. Goblin Queen.
Yeah. Very different from the one we just got.
We didn't get it. We didn't get the other one because it didn't fund in the Engine of Vengeance.
No. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Who's the one that looks like a Spider-Man villain? Is that not Goblin Queen? Who was that? That just came out. It's not Goblin Queen. Who was it? Tell me. Whatever. I'll find it. But continue.
No Queen. Tony Shalhoub. Okay? No underboob, no Tony Shalhoub. That's the important part. Yeah, no satanic underboob.
That's right. We will not go to hell purchasing this.
You're thinking of Hallows Eve.
That's it. Thank you, James.
But yeah, this is definitely the conservative look Goblin Queen. She's very covered up.
Yeah, which is Hasbro's thing. I mean, they're going to do that with all the characters that are boobylicious.
Boobylicious. If Mondo was doing it though, they would go all out, don't you?
Oh yeah. You'd have the plumped out section where the top was pushing in.
The bubble would come out. All right, so
somebody call Alex.
Is this a buy a whole wave for you?
Well, it is because I'm gonna partner up with this wave that I have back here.
Sure.
For the sake of the review. Yeah. Here's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I only have these guys still because I'm waiting for wave 2.
Wow.
These
such
figures
a poser.
They made it to my shelf before my second channel, which was do these things deserve a spot on my shelf? These would not have managed to get that.
Okay. All right.
I got too much important space.
Okay, we're running long here, so I don't want to spend too much more time. But here, anniversary Wolverine 50th anniversary from Hulk 181. We've got a bunch of these 2-packs that these are great 2-packs. I am going to be all about Not this one so much.
The saber-tooth one, I assume.
I mean, no, well, yeah, it's a Sabretooth and Reggie one, but Lily Andrew looks good.
Yeah. And this is a separate one from the one they announced and teased a while ago. A month ago.
That's a great question. I don't know. Maybe this is the one that was the one that was revealed or teased. Yeah, it looks the same as that one, to be honest. I mean, we have a Brood Wolverine with that one. It's a fan channel. This is the one.
Yeah, first time ever, right? Getting this Sabretooth?
I think so, yeah.
This is a big moment.
Colleen says, read the text. That's right. Colleen wrote this article. Newly sculpted arms head. Yeah, exactly. But you're not saying.
She even highlighted it.
Oh yeah, it was revealed at Luca.
She linked it.
She did.
She's doing more than she needs to do.
She does a great job.
She's doing it better than you deserve on the site here.
To be honest. This looks great. I wants it. I needs it. But here's the thing.
It's
if you're
just
saying I gotta buy Mondo ones, I guess I gotta buy the Mondo Saber.
Oh, you gotta buy the big boy, little boy?
Big boy, little boy. Well, because if Alex ever makes real head sculpts of the Jabertooth, my head on the Sabertooth body,
there's no reason why he can't. I mean, he's got the files. Now you just need to get it printed, and you need to find somebody to paint it. And there's that guy locally that could definitely paint it.
Do you need to hit? I don't know who you're talking about.
He was at the IshCon.
Probably. But I forgot.
Yeah, one guy was 3D printing, the other guy was painting them.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, he even had a camera and a TV, and he was showing everybody his paintwork.
Yeah, that guy.
Quit being such a weenie.
I'm not. I just forgot. That was like 4 months ago.
It was not that long ago.
I think it was.
But is this Sabretooth close enough to the cartoon? Because it's a Jim Lee style Sabretooth.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he's close enough to the cartoon.
That's close enough. That's totally close enough.
You think so?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, totes. We're good. We're good here.
Dustin said the Sabretooth and Neil Young 2-pack.
I have a heart of gold. And I'm getting old.
Yeah, you are.
Lady Psylocke. Ayo.
So cool, man. We need to have Dan Who Reviews to talk about this. It's the first time we've ever had Psylocke, Lady Psylocke in her armor.
That's a really good Dan Who.
Thank you.
Also Dan Who, like one of the goods out there.
Oh yeah. Dan Who. I could do it as long as before the lady yells at me. We gotta go have tea. I don't know.
The thing is, it stinks that he's in London because when we do these shows, it's really late. But he has done one with us. It was like it's 3 a.m.
Yeah, my 1 year anniversary. Like
that's right. Yeah, he was there for that. Yeah,
yeah.
That was really good.
This is the coolest angel they've ever created.
Yes, this is the showstopper. The pièce de résistance. Like this thing looks incredible.
Wow, truly a wow. I can't really believe how good those wings look.
They look good. Like an angel's kind of one of the X-Men, kind of boring. I'm more of an archangel guy, it's like come to me when your wings get swapped out with metal
from Apocalypse.
Yeah,
I understand.
But
that was the toy that I had too.
It looks so good.
I had the toy, which was just like the thin masked version. Well, not masked, but his head looked more like the paint, the purple and all that.
Yeah.
And then it had like the little things that were supposed to launch out of the tips of his wings, little rockets. And then I had the one that came later, which was like the hawked up, beefy version, and he had this long, beautiful blonde head.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was such an upgrade between the two. The other one I just wanted to throw in the garbage after that.
Straight to the trash. No, and Charlie Weaver, you make a damn good point. Put those wings on your gargoyles. Boom.
Fully functioning.
Yeah, and they can go down. Come on, NECA. God dang it. Why? Why do I need 7 different wings? Just make one set of wings that does the things we need. Anyway,
Yeah, this is
you
gonna
know,
be great for those people that have been pining for
oh,
this figure forever.
like so good, so
How much
good.
do you think that bad boy's gonna be? Did Colleen put that in there? Do we know? It's
What?
probably $34.99.
Probably. That's fine. I think it's fair with those kind of wings. And I guess they left this as a clue. Any thoughts on what this means or what
Oh
this is?
god, this is like stomp that, Jonathan. Can we zoom in a little bit?
No, it's just like I don't have a trackpad like
Oh
you.
my god.
So
I'm
just, you
telling
got
you,
to
dude,
figure it
you
out.
still need to buy a trackpad. It's gonna change your life.
One
Let's
day. They're like $130. I'm not made out of money.
what are we talking about this whole day? $200 Mondo
Toyomic
figures.
Displays. Yeah, Toyomic Displays was there. But that's not the same
Um,
person that was painting faces.
no, yeah. All right. So what do I think that is?
Yeah.
It's Phoenix. I don't know. We've had enough Phoenix. Oh,
Rachel
somebody
Summers.
else
Rachel
thinks the
Summers,
same way.
Phoenix.
Okay.
Because
Who's
we haven't
Rachel
gotten her.
Summers? Who's Rachel Summers Phoenix?
Okay, we'll put it together. Right. Jean Grey and Scott
No, I
Summers.
know, but
Okay.
I'm not familiar at all with Rachel Summers.
Poser.
Yeah, I am.
Dave,
I like
not made out of money. Look behind you. So David Weaver and I were at the flea market at the same time on Saturday. So like there's this one table there and I see him and he sees me. And then this thing happens, if like two fellow collectors are at the flea market at the same time, there's kind of that like friend, like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep looking, I'm gonna go that way. But it's just like, oh my God, is he gonna find the thing that I want? Is he gonna snipe me at the last second?
Uh-huh.
And so like we kept kind of running back into each other.
Oh,
Like,
right.
What did you get now? And I'm like, Weaver is one of the best, a gentleman and a scholar. But anyways,
It looks like a little fire thing that somebody would be propped up on, right? You put
You're
them
a little fire
stand
thing.
there, little.
Yeah. I think for sure a Phoenix. That's Phoenix of some sort.
It's just the obvious thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who else has got fire underneath of them?
I mean, there's Nova. Yeah, somebody said Nova. There you go.
Pyro? Is that a guy? Who's
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But it wouldn't really be under him, would it?
But I feel like the stand is small. Like it would be more for a female foot and leg. That's why I think Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Whatever.
What? Oh God! But what version? Just another random ass comic version, or is this something else into like the Toon line that we just hadn't seen before? Or is there like have they released a? I have a Phoenix under here. It's a retro card back, but I don't know anything about her. She's just been in the box since I got her. It was the one that came out earlier this year.
You know Phoenix though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know like the difference between like a Jim Lee Phoenix versus like somebody else's Phoenix. Is there one that's more iconic? Is there one that we haven't seen yet? Like that kind of stuff.
Okay. All right.
Looks cool.
Let's move on to my favorite subject, Ghostbusters.
Fuck.
That's your one for the show. This kind of, I guess, was revealed and then confirmed by Emily, I think on Reddit, I believe. Who knows what the hell Hasbro's going to do with Ghostbusters? We do know that Kenner Classics is coming back. We've got a Fright Features re-release of Egon, Ray, Winston, and Peter Venkman. Somebody that's left out, though, is Janine Melnitz. So Fright Features was the first wave that included Janine Melnitz. She was not in the first wave of figures. And yeah, my guess is they probably just want to keep it to the 4 release SKU. They didn't want to go to 5 figures, especially in this world where Hasbro is cutting costs and all that kind of stuff. They probably just wanted to keep it simple. So
this is big, right?
I
had both of those as a kid.
I mean, I love Fright Features. I had these as well. I still have some childhood survivors. Let I mean, getting unbroken ties, because these ties broke all the time on
Right.
the Egons. Oh, Dustin. Oof. They laid Janine off. Ouch. Yeah, when are we getting Hasbro Plasma Series Slimer? Who knows? That's fair, Tony Taylor Toys. Yeah, Janine Mini Ghost did have troll-like hair. It had rooted hair.
Oh God.
As the ghost, the little companion ghost. But my guess is they're always like, oh, well, you know, the Ghostbusters team brings it to the bean counters. They're like, well, we need all 5. Like, you can have 4. It's like, okay, well, can we put in Janine? It's like, no, we want the 4 main guys.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
So what do you think? I mean, does this do well?
I believe, from what I understand, the Kenner Classics before did well. And I mean, I think everything Ghostbusters did well. I think, did it do well enough to have just as big a rollout this time? We don't know. I will say, kind of whispers on the winds, I'm hearing there's going to be stuff, but there's not going to be as much stuff. And I just have to wait and see how that all plays out. But I think, yeah, I think what I would have liked to have seen, probably more than Fright Features, would be re-releasing Ectoglows, just because they're so rare. And if you don't know, Jonathan, Ectoglows is the last wave released in 1991. They're all glow-in-the-dark figures, recasts of the original molds. And they're rare and expensive, and I would have loved to have seen those been re-released. They'd probably been cheaper, too, than Fright Features, but whatever. I'm excited for more Ghostbusters toys. Greatest ship feels the same as me. Yeah. Hold on. This is just fine, but come on, Hasbro. Ectoglow, big or go home.
The Gradius ship for the profile picture. So that was Gradius, right?
Yeah.
Or you don't know. Do you know?
The Gradius ship? I have no idea what Gradius ship is.
Gradius. Oh, it's the name of his freaking thing, too. I was just captivated by the thumbnail. It's like, Gradius. You never played Gradius on the NES?
Nope.
Or
it's not NES?
It started on the NES, and then it made its way all the way through like PlayStation 3 or something.
Bernie Lobacks need to release the original concepts when they're made, like Boogeyman, which was in the cartoon. Yeah, that's, again, I think I would be more excited if they were tapping into stuff they didn't make or rarer stuff. I have Fright Features figures. I don't necessarily want more Fright Features figures, but I'm happy. I'm happy to be getting anything. Okay, so don't make it seem like I'm not happy.
Now, is this the kind of thing you would buy and leave in a card, right?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm gonna buy these and do a review for the channel. So I'll buy ones to open. I'll buy ones to keep sealed.
Oh, God, disgusting.
I have a problem. I acknowledge it. I do.
Well, I hope you get at least 45,000 views.
We'll see. And then Harry Moore did the art. Shared the work.
Harry Moore does an excellent job of pulling that nostalgia to his cards. He did all the the Spider-Man stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, did a great job. Looks good. And then last but not least, as we start to wrap things up here, Batman the Animated Series Wave 2.
Are you buying a Vegeta figure?
No. Why do I need to buy a Vegeta figure?
I don't know. There's an ad at the top of your website, like based on your history.
I think, no, this is one of those they just keep there. I don't think that's a Google ad. No, I'm not. You know, if it was, it's because I probably watched your video. It's like, oh, you like this? I was like, no, I'm supporting a friend. Stop it. Don't be disgusting.
Don't be disgusting.
Another wave, Target exclusive.
Boy,
boy. I hate this shell shading. I hate it.
This just to reiterate the whole, like, McFarlane figures are fully stocked everywhere. This previous wave, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they are.
And now the Alfred that was like a special deal, he's freaking everywhere, which is good.
Yeah. If you want, it's
the
there.
flippers, which is good. The cell shading has ruined every single one of these things.
This, at least the Joker is a little more subdued, but still, it's caca. It's caca de vaca. It's not great.
It breaks my heart, to be honest. And Batman.
Riddler looks like he just like smeared grease on his hat.
God, yeah, that's like the Robin is really, really, really awful.
Oh, Robin's
so he like
dreadful.
spilled soda pop on his pants. But the Batman is also just so bad that I don't want any of them. And the cloth cape coming out of the hard plastic cape, it's like I was just
You don't like that?
just no, because it's so dramatic of a shift that you have this like cowl thing on him. Look at that.
I think it looks great.
Hard plastic and then boom right into this cheap. I prefer cloth capes, but this is not how you do it. I would have just said stick with plastic. It would have fit the whole brand. The whole theme of every figure is all plastic. So why would you just randomly put the cloth in?
Yeah, no good. No good.
Who's the Build-A-Figure?
Lockup.
No idea.
I mean, I like the idea of doing these like deeper cut figures for the Build-A-Figures, but still.
Yeah. Right. And yeah.
And luckily they don't, it looks like there's not much cell shading on that one, right? So
yeah, same thing with the Condiment King. He didn't look that bad.
Because there's like, okay, we're gonna give you 4 shittier versions of these figures you may already have just to get the one deep cut.
Right.
VCG goes, come on, Lock Up at one of the best episodes. I'm sure Jonathan's never seen that episode because he hates Batman.
Yeah, Batman's stupid. Superman all the way. No, I obviously like a lot of the stuff, man. Like I've people just their memories for these episodes is crazy. Like when I was doing Ninja Turtle reviews all the time, and then I'd be like, I don't remember what episode this guy's from, and people were just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like Rex 1. I loved the figure so much I bought him.
Yeah,
but like I definitely did not remember that episode. Even when I went back and watched it, I was like, I don't remember this at all.
Well, Jonathan, that's about wraps up this episode. But there's more to come. Bonus episodes and After Dark. Why are fake toys better? Going to talk about some fan-made sculpts and designs that so far are not real, and it makes me upset. So that's going to be one of the topics to talk about tonight. Jonathan, are you joining me? You don't have to, but you're welcome to join me. Are you coming tonight?
If you want me to, you can send me the link, and the people will find out.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll send you a link. I believe maybe Ryan Dole might jump in as well. He said he may be able to.
He's on that Canadian time though.
Well, he's spending time with family and stuff, but he may be jumping in too. But anyway, come be a patron, patreon.com/geekdadlife. Yeah, Hatter couldn't make it. But again, it was like, if you can be here, great. If you can't, he's like, send me the link. I was like, okay, but no pressure. And he didn't come on. That's fine. I'm not one of those kind of friends that's like, you need to be here because you said you would be here.
Right.
Or whatever.
It's just I'll remember this when you invite me kind of thing.
No, not at all.
Why not?
Because that's just not.
Get him back. Get him back where it matters.
I'm a former like recovering Catholic. I just don't want to live with that kind of guilt or put that kind of guilt on people anymore. It's just not my style.
Just a lot of butt stuff.
No Hatter impression. Yeah, you haven't done a Hatter impression.
That's an After Dark one.
Oh, gonna save it?
And give away all the goods. Everybody's all mad because I said Superman over Batman, and everybody takes everything so serious.
Pissing people off. Woo. Woo.
You can't I'm the guy that said they came up with Rangleby Barkson, and you're gonna be like, this just in. Headline. This Dow Jones box says Superman's better.
Yeah, exactly. Hang out with his family and had DCon stuff. Like, come on now. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Nostalgia. What's going on your channel? Anything big coming this week?
This guy, Speaking of big, how about Giant? How about Iron Giant?
Ooh, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
This is Diamond Select.
Oh, okay. It's a little too metally looking for me.
Yeah,
A little too
this
dark.
is the metallic version.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
But his eyes lights up. You don't like that?
Nah.
Okay.
Mondo made one. I had it pre-ordered and I
and
backed
Super
out.
7.
Huh?
And Super 7, I think, is a pre-order maybe for Super 7. Looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they can do it.
We'll
and
see.
then I think this falls into the realm of like, it's almost like vehicles for Super 7. So that would probably be a really good figure.
We'll see. Oh, that turtle van looks so good. But anyway, we're going to keep this going. The party keeps going on After Dark on the Patreon, patreon.com/geekdeadlife, $5 or more. And then this week also, as we lead up to Christmas time, Patreon exclusive Christmas Vacation watch along, little Christmas party. Got Christmas Vacation on VHS, so I'm able to rip it and play it without old man iTunes getting ticked off at me. So come hang out as we watch that movie this week. Patrons come hang out and do that too. So tons of fun stuff on Patreon. $5 or more. Come hang out. It's great. When is this happening? I don't know. We haven't decided yet, Colleen. Colleen doesn't let me know at night I have free to go do this thing. But it'll stay tuned, everybody. But anyways, for patrons to see After Dark, everybody else, until next time, hasta luego and goodbye. Take care, everybody.